Next up, we have Tom Ollerton, who's going to be joining us to talk about how we're all going to be swamped and overtaken by bots. I know only 3 things about Tom. The first is that he is a trained philosopher, which personally I deeply admire and appreciate because I happen to be a trained theologian, so we've got a little bit of an affinity there. Secondly, he is a beard and real ale connoisseur. He's even started a business of appreciation around the beer, less the beard. And thirdly, he's the innovation director at We Are Social and a bit of an expert on all things bot. Tom.
Coming on to Debbie, Harry, and Blondie, that's a bit weird, but I'll take that. Am I doing something wrong with this clicker? Oh, there we go. Brilliant. That was quite a strange introduction. I'm a failed philosopher. I didn't graduate, but let's keep that to ourselves. Not the world's greatest beard grower, but all right at the drinking beer bit. And yes, I am the innovation director at We Are Social, which I admit is a totally ridiculous job title. Try telling your mates that when you go back to Newcastle for Christmas. That's a difficult conversation. But it's a fun job at a really brilliant social media agency. For those of you who don't know We Are Social, we are a social agency that looks after large consumer brands' presence in social media. So we've got clients like Adidas, Google, Netflix, Audi, Toyota, Tesco, and so on. And what we do is help those brands make sense of platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Snapchat, and so on. And it's my job to help our clients do more innovative work. And a couple of years ago, we ran an event called Into Messaging 101, and we started to learn about these things called chatbots. And I've been asked to come here today to try and explain those to you and what the benefit to the hotel industry is. But first off, I saw this story yesterday. Some of you might have seen this. It's a chatbot lawyer overturned 160,000 parking tickets in London and New York, created by some 19-year-old kid. I mean, that's just amazing, right? You know how horrible that is, getting tickets. Now it also works with if your flight's delayed, and it's just a chatbot that asks you about the circumstances of your fine or your delayed flight, and it will work out if you've got a claim or not. So if we're already seeing this kind of creeping into the world of law, then it's not so much of a stretch that it might not be effective in the hotel industry. Forbes are saying it's the year of the bot. So why are they saying this? But actually, first off, what actually is a chatbot? Does anyone definitely know what a chatbot is? Right, I'm going to ask you this question at the end, and hopefully we'll get up from 3% to more. So a chatbot is basically a computer program that simulates a conversation with human users. So you've seen a chatbot on like an IKEA website where it's like an automated service that you type in and then someone responds, right? It's no more complicated than that. It's a text-based chat service. So we'll let Mark Zuckerberg explain this. So the reason that I'm so excited about chatbots for your industry is because Facebook are now supporting them within the Facebook Messenger platform. So I'll let Mark talk through a couple of examples of how they work.
We think that you should just be able to message a business in the same way you'd message a friend. You should get a quick response, and it shouldn't take your full attention like a phone call would, and you shouldn't have to install a new app. So today we're launching Messenger Platform, so you can build bots for Messenger. And it's a simple platform. It's powered by artificial intelligence, so you can build natural language services to communicate directly with people. So let's take a look. So CNN, for example, is going to be able to send you a daily digest of stories right into Messenger. And the more you use it, the more personalized it'll get. And if you want to learn about a specific topic, like, say, the Supreme Court nomination or the Zika virus, you just send a message and it'll send you that information. Or take 1-800-Flowers. I love this one. Now, if you want to send a message, flower, you don't have to install a new app or enter your credit card again. You just send a message. And
Just have to excuse Mark Zuckerberg's jokes there. It just gets worse. But essentially, do you get that, right? You can see how that works, right? It's a message-based platform where you can interact with a brand and actually buy something. And the key thing that Mark Zuckerberg said there is you don't need to download an app. As long as Facebook Messenger works on your device or your target audience's device, you can transact through the platform. So let's have a look at some chatbots in action. This is probably the best example of a UK chatbot at this point. So if you go to Facebook and then like the TechCrunch page, you will then get this experience within Facebook Messenger. And what it really does is curate the best of TechCrunch in this really straightforward format. So you can read the articles within Messenger, or you can jump out to a website, or you can follow different stories. Really straightforward. You've probably heard of the American fast food brand Taco Bell, but you may not have heard of the platform called Slack, which is recently valued at $4 billion, which is a kind of Skype service that lots of startups use. And you can actually talk to a Taco Bell bot, order a taco, and then get it delivered to your office. So it works on all platforms, not just Facebook. But travel chatbots are relatively commonplace. This is relatively recent for Booking.com, where you can interact directly with the hotel that you're going to stay at or you are staying at. So you can say, I'd like flowers in my room when I arrive, or you could say, I need to check in early or check out late. But the really smart thing is here that there's a translation piece going on. So even if the hotel can't actually speak English or whatever language you speak, just because you're chatting through a chatbot, it will translate that. And it also offers multiple choice answers as well to get rid of any vagueness. So, similar deal with Radisson Blu and Edwardian Hotels. Their chatbot is called Edward. See what I did there? It's very nice. And once again, you can chat, can I have more towels? Can I have another toothbrush? Can you give me directions to the theater? So on and so forth. And the really brilliant thing about chatbots is anyone can use it, because chat's always the same. You say the bit on the right, they say the bit on the left. I could probably guarantee that my mum couldn't use any of your apps, but she can definitely use text. And what it really does is make user experience on mobile and in social really easy. Expedia have also released a bot relatively recently, and it's much more conversational about which city you're going to be staying in, and then it starts to discuss different flight options. But you can see, once again, it's left and right, really straightforward, check-in and so on. And then Skyscanner, I'm sure some of you have seen this. This is really looking into the future of how chatbots are going to work. Currently, a chatbot will work between me, the consumer, and you, the brand. But in the future, what will happen is I will be chatting to Assad, we'll be talking to each other on Facebook Messenger, and we'll say, oh yeah, let's talk about what flight do you want to get? And then the Expedia bot will understand that word flight and jump in and start trying to solve that problem for us. So when this works beautifully, why do you need to go to the app? When this works beautifully, why do you need to go to the website? When you can check out mid-conversation with the person you're traveling, all within Facebook. So some of you are thinking, who's this Geordie bloke telling us about this weird innovation? Is this a fad, or is this going to actually drive bookings? Is this actually going to turn out in revenue? And I think this graph is very powerful. So this is the percentage of daily time devoted to mobiles versus other devices. So the gray line is laptops, and then this kind of purpley line is smartphone, mobile phones. And you can see we're here, so still like 62% of all internet time is on laptops. But you can see around 2018-19, that's going to switch over. And that's what these guys, Global Web Index, are calling the mobile tipping point. That is when we'll spend more time on mobile than we do on our laptops, right? Is your brand, is your hotel ready for that? And how are you going to do it? And a really great way of explaining that is this is a service in New York. There's a similar one in London, actually, where you send a text to bus time, and you tell the bus company like what street you're on. And then so you type it in, you text it, that goes off to the server, and it pings back a response that says you choose the direction, and it tells you how quickly your bus is coming. That's not particularly interesting, right? It's not particularly remarkable. But can you imagine trying to do that on TfL on your mobile? So you go to tfl.co.uk, right, buses, or where am I? Oh, I'm in Holloway. You know, it's a total nightmare trying to generate a mobile user experience that can deal with a complex information and a payment process. But actually in text, it's really easy because the user already knows how it works before they arrive. So what chat apps and chatbots and text allow people to do is to make sense of mobile. So in 2019, when most traffic will be on mobile, using chatbots could be a very simple way of driving sales directly through mobile. And then how does this all tie into social media? So typically, our agency will deal in the emotion and education space for brands. Social's a brilliant platform for getting your brand across. It's a brilliant platform for engaging and understanding conversation with your target audience, but not great for sales. It's a nightmare. I'm sure a lot of you spend money in social, but think, how much of this is actually driving sales? What is this actually doing to the bottom line, right? It's a fair question. We get asked it all the time, and it's difficult to prove the value often. But now, if chatbots can transact, if you can transact in Facebook, then over here, all these brands start to work right through the purchase funnel. So social could be that platform that's brilliant at driving awareness. Doing great shareable content with a bit of paid media behind it on Facebook gets you the reach. Regular, always-on content keeps you top of mind. But Facebook will have an ad unit that will drive you from the news feed straight to your chatbot. So at the point of purchase, at the point of consideration, you can drive through, get your customers to check out, book a room there and then within Facebook. And that is really the massive opportunity for social and for you guys. So next steps, I'd ask yourself the first question: can a chatbot make booking faster, better, or cheaper? If it can do one of those, it's worth investigating. If it's none of those, I'd just leave it for now. We have a report, which is bit.ly/chatbotcs. Use the capitals, otherwise the link won't work. Or if you'd like to talk to me and try to explain it in a different way, I'm more than happy to do that. So does anybody have any questions? Do you want to wait for the microphone?
I think from my perspective, looking into the hotel and travel industry, the main issue with implementing chatbot is around the whole travel experience. Because yes, you can you can find a room through Facebook M, as an example, but then how do you move that messenger into your transactional book flow, knowing that we still need a credit card and sometimes even a 3DS? So do you see kind of chatbot as a way to increase the adoption of M-payment?
So there's two ways that it will work. The way that we work with our clients currently is that the user signs into your website with Messenger.
But then we don't make it easy.
What's that?
We don't make it easy.
So that's the first example. But obviously, Facebook is looking to capture people's credit cards through a variety of means. So there will be a way to check out. And then PayPal is a way of checking out through Messenger as well. I think that's a great question, and it is early days. But the whole transaction will work within Messenger.
I had a meeting this morning with the guys who did the chatbot for Edwardian.
Okay.
And it's just an API. So, you know, the chatbot integrates with the API. It's not that Facebook is directly doing this. So it's a piece of software that uses Facebook Messenger, and it can also sit on text message and WhatsApp and any channel you want. If you have an open API where you can insert a reservation, quote rates and availability, which most of your, you know, the modern cloud-based PMSs have for central reservation systems, then it's easy as, well, Edward, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm painting a kind of favorable picture here. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of mistakes to be made. I mean, the 1-800-Flowers example in the Mark Zuckerberg video, it was like a beautiful experience. I'll have those roses, and then I'll have that vase. You know that e-commerce and checking out's not that easy, right? You know, what happens if I want to start again, or I leave the basket and then I come back later? So, but the first brands will take the hit on that, I guess, and work out how that works beautifully.
Hi, KevinTnews.com. Less about bots, more of a fundamental question about social media and what people are doing in it. we've been writing for years about a company, travel company X, that says they are going to do this in social media and it's going to drive bookings and engagement and all these kind of things. And the evidence is pretty light that activity within social media drives bookings or drives referrals. So for example, we wrote a story this morning about booking.com, and we published a chart which had, it was a graph of where all their referrals come from. So direct was up here, pay-per-click ads were up here, and their social media activity was like a little line across the bottom. Do you think you're going to see a big change in people using Facebook to do more than just share cat videos and chat with their mates and actually do fundamental things like what you're talking about?
So this is Facebook's hope. They basically, all of the big players want to keep you within their ecosystems, be that Facebook, be that Twitter, be that Google. They want the internet to exist in their world, like WeChat is in China, for example. Facebook are betting so hard that they can actually drive revenue straight from activity in social, cat videos sometimes, using these chatbots. I'm not going to stand here and say it's definitely going to happen. I'm here to say that it could happen, but it's only just started. The spark's just hit, and there's a long way to go. Some brands will be better at it than others. I'd say travel it's a lot better opportunity for them than, say, FMCG. You know, so would you buy a pack of Maltesers there and then on Facebook? Probably not. But actually, yes, if I'm developing this relationship with a brand over a period for the whole purchase cycle, then yeah, why not? And certainly a hotel. If the experience is easier to use than going to a website, and the payment issue is resolved, then I think it has a fighting chance, absolutely.
So what they're anticipating is people will change their online behavior so massively from using browsers to using a network to do everything.
Well, it's already happening on WeChat in China. I don't know how familiar everyone is with WeChat, but basically, like, you can buy insurance on WeChat, you can buy a mortgage on WeChat. Like, the whole internet operates within WeChat. They have stores, commerce, you can book a taxi. Like, the whole internet in that market all works through WeChat. So what Facebook are trying to do is replicate that ecosystem. And this is their kind of first foray into that. So I can imagine a user seeing an advert, a promoted post on Facebook, and then saying, if you'd like to chat to our bot about deals, click here. And it clicked through to the bot. The bot window opens up and says, are you interested in traveling to San Francisco? Yes. So, but whether they do or not, it remains to be seen.
Great, thank you. I think on that note, well, thank you very much.
No worries.
Thank you.